You are now watching The Lone Blown. Blown! Yo, what's up YouTube? You are here at The Lone Blown. Thank you so much for coming by, and we're going to be going over what I think about the Players' Cup. So, the Players' Cup, for those of you who don't know, was a tournament that players could grind in during the month of June by playing in PTCGO events with their tickets to earn tournament rep. This was only available for Masters, and some parts of the world were not allowed to play, namely Asia, Quebec, and the juniors and seniors age divisions. Whether or not you agree with this, or whether or not whatever, it's one of those things where we're dealing with the metagame that's moving forward, and there are players who are allowed to be playing in this event. I qualified myself. Not a perfect system by any means, that's my opinion on it, but it starts this Saturday. So I wanted to give you a fresh video on what I think I'm playing. This is the deck that I currently have submitted on Arcanine Labs. This is the exact list I have currently submitted on Arcanine Labs. Totally free, totally welcome for you to watch. Let's jump into it. So if you've been playing Pokemon for a little bit right now, you know that Dragapult VMAX has been dominating in the Rebel Clash format. This is really the first time we've seen a VMAX deck see success, because our first Sword and Shield set, which was our last set, didn't really have any crazy playable, kind of like VMAX Pokemon in general. Let's just say it's VMAX Pokemon in general weren't generally playable until now. We've seen Dragapult see success, and we've seen a light bit of like Cinderace and Toxtricity, but Dragapult VMAX is really the first VMAX that's kind of jumped forward and been like, hey, I could be tier 1. The reason why this card's very good is because you attach an energy turn 1 to a Dragapult V. Don't necessarily need to attack with Bite. And then on your second turn, you could attach and evolve, and you're doing 180 damage, 130 and 5 snipe for 2 energies. This Pokemon has a lot of things going for it, especially when you combine it with other cards like Galarian Zigzagoon, which can add those damage counters. So you can put 5 on a Jirachi on your opponent's bench, and then go Zigzagoon, use Scoop Up Net, and do extra damage. We also have Shrine of Punishment to increase the damage as well. And when we're looking at 320 HP and energies that your opponent gets damaged every single time they attack you, it's kind of a beast of a deck. Once your opponent's like kind of struggling, hit them with the Marnie or a Reset Stamp to really screw up their hand. So altogether, we kind of have a disruptive damage placement, beefy HP deck. Like, there's a lot of elements here that make this deck very good. We can even remove our opponent's special energies in general, so this deck seems very strong. It's the deck that has allowed me to qualify for this. I qualified for the Players' Cup as first in Canada, top 20 North America, top 25 globalish. So this deck's really carried me all the way there. I think it's the deck that I want to play. I wouldn't be surprised if this deck got countered or if a lot of other people play with it, but I do know this deck can roll over opponents very quickly, and if someone's not adequately prepared for it, I think we're pretty good. So I'll jump over some playthrough of this deck. We'll see how it works, and yeah, let's jump into it. So here we're going to be calling the flip. The deck definitely wants to go first, but we lost the flip. We'll see exactly what our opponent wants to do. They probably want to go first. Most decks typically want to go first. Yeah, so you can see by the little circle around their thing, they're going first. And of course we have to start off with the Dedenne. I mean, it's not terrible so far, but let's see exactly what we're jumping into. We'll see how far we can get into this game. Also, if you haven't picked up trainers kits, this card is pretty cute looking. I would definitely pick those up. So our opponent's playing Zacian of some sort. We'll see exactly what they're going to get out of here. There's a Jirachi. It's hard because Zacian, Lucario, Melmetal, Zacian combo, Zacian ADP, and whatever other assorted Zacian decks all look very similar until you see like a Crushing Hammer or a Lucario Melmetal. See what they do with Intrepid Sword. That's wild then. Okay, well, we're gonna drop a Shrine. We're gonna go Quick Ball, probably toss away a Boss. Acro Bike. I mean, this is not particularly great. I'll just save the Reset Stamp. Put that down. I'm also going to pitch away the Reset Stamp. I'm just going to get another Dragapult. I'm going to try to force our opponent to draw 8 prize cards depending on what version of the deck they're playing. So hopefully we've got an Energy here. I mean, this isn't terrible. There's our Energy. Hopefully our opponent knocks out Dedenne, and then we just start attacking with Dragapult going forward. So I'll pass here. I don't want to put Jirachi down. The reason why I don't want to put Jirachi down is because I want to force our opponent 8 prize cards. So our opponent's going to have their Dedenne-GX in the active. There's 2 prize cards. And both of these Pokemon, when they evolve into Dragapult VMAX, they're going to be worth 3 prize cards each. So, yeah, our opponent's just going for Brave Blade. Now they can't attack next turn, unless they find a switch or something like that. So we should be pretty okay here to take advantage of this game. And we're Marnieing our opponent as well. That's going to be the big kicker. I'm also going to put an Escape Board on here, just because we have the free retreat now. We can get out of any paralysis or anything else weird that our opponent's going to do. There's our Marnie. And I do need to watch out with Zigzagoon. I'm just going to probably chill on this hand. Not really much that I'm looking to do here. So let's go for Max Phantom. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have an out to this. So there's 130, 50. And we'll see what they have about their 5-card Marnie. Regardless if this actually works or not, we've done a dent to our opponent's strategy. The fact that they're playing Friend Ball makes me think that this is Zacian, Lucario, Melmetal. Or sorry, not Zacian, Lucario, Melmetal, combo Zacian. Jeez, I'm going crazy. Just because they could search out the Jirachi when your opponent has a Jirachi. Okay, they're gonna go Marnie. Our hand wasn't that great anyways, so we'll take it. Yeah, this hand's infinitely better. And they're just going Primate Wisdom. We'll see if they're actually able to get out of the active. It'd be a lot nicer if they didn't. Yeah, they're just gonna go Intrepid Sword. So we could actually go Boss and just absolutely take that Zacian. So I'm going to attach there. I'm going to go Boss. We're going to take the Zacian out. And we're actually going to hit on the other one because we actually have an opportunity to knock it out with Zigzagoons. Especially if they attack us somehow. They have the Horror Psychic Energy. We have the Horror Psychic Energy. So they will be taking damage counters. One thing that we do need to worry about though, with our opponent having 4 prize cards and it being very likely that they are playing Combozation, is that this is now worth 4 prize cards if they can find their Jirachi. So we'll see exactly how that works out. But our opponent did give us our 4th prize card and our 6th prize card in play. So they might just be chilling for a minute. What did they discard there? Nothing like ridiculous. Cool. Yeah. And that's 2 Metal Saucers used. So, I mean, I think we're doing pretty okay here. So there's Brave Blade. They're at 70. We can hit them for 20 damage with a Zigzagoon. And then they get knocked out. Because we're doing 130. Yeah, 130. So there's our Dragapult VMAX. There's a Zigzagoon, so we will play that down because we do have Scoop Up Net available. We just need to get 10 more damage on our opponents. I don't see any reason why not to attach the energy there, and I'm just going to go Research. Again, no need for anything else here. So we did not get the Scoop Up Net, but we can get it with the other Zigzagoon here. So you always want to double check your prizing. I mean, PTCGO has made me a little bit lazy lately, but the Zigzagoon is here, so we are going to be able to take the knockout, and they have no energies in play again. So let's hit there, and we're just going to focus on their Zacian. At this point, we have too many Pokemon in play not to go for a play like this, so we are going to have the Escape Board on our Jirachi, and we're going to retreat, and we are going to knock that out and put 5 damage counters onto this Zacian. So again, focusing on Pokemon that are worth 2 prize cards. Our opponent seems like they're in a little bit of trouble. I mean, they could play something like a Hoopa and knock this out. There's not too much we could do about it. We started with the Dedenne. But overall, I feel pretty okay about our chances. Unless our opponent absolutely has everything. They've also gone through a decent bit of energies, 6 of them. and 3 Metal Saucers. So there's a pretty good chance that they're not up and at him in the next turn. Okay, there's a Dedenne. That might give us a win condition if they don't win this turn. So we can get a boss's order. So I don't know if boss's order is enough. 130, 10, 10. Yeah, we'd be 10 short. We need a Scoop Up Net and a boss's order, which seems pretty unlikely. And our opponent, in order to win this, would have to get out their Jirachi Prism combo, which I'm assuming they just put on top of their deck. Just comes down to how can we draw 2 prize cards if our opponent doesn't do that already. So one thing that our opponent might not realize is if they do have the Jirachi Prism, they actually have to play it down on their bench. I wish I could show you what Jirachi Prism did at this moment, but we'll see. There's no point in me doing anything else. Do they have boss orders in there? I mean, is it very likely that they have boss orders? Yes. They've only used 1 Scoop Up Net as well, so they're probably just going to Scoop Up Net that Guru. Let's just do that. Let's see how Stellar Wish looks. We're gonna go Acro Bike and see exactly what Acro Bike brings for us. Actually, you want to let's go Energy Spinner first. I'm not really worried about energies for the rest of the game. It's more about winning the game. I don't know what our opponent has in their hand. What did they do last turn? I mean, I don't really see there being a point of us playing Reset Stamp. Our opponent doesn't look like they played a supporter. Doesn't look like they have it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass, hope for the best. And hopefully we can get the game next turn. We're still looking for a boss orders. We have lost 2 of ours. We do have 1 left. Because the thing is, if I knocked out this Guru, they could just knock out this Dragapult VMAX and put themselves in a game-winning position. We are a boss's orders away from winning this game, because we could just bring up the Dedenne for our final 2 prize cards. We're also a couple Scoop Up Nets away from winning the game. If we can get 3 Scoop Up Nets, we'll actually win the game. So we'll see exactly what we can get. There's an Energy Spinner. Let's just grab an energy thing there. Let's double check through. We do have boss orders in the deck. So we're just running it like we have a 30% chance of getting it, something like that. Yeah. So we'll give our opponent the well played, hit them with that, and we stole this game from them. So that's how the deck's working. So you saw how powerful Dragapult VMAX actually can be, even though that we started with the Dedenne-GX, something that can be shattering to most other decks in the format. That can easily overcome a lot of things just by the sheer power of Max Phantom, doing things with Zigzagoon. You can put your opponent in unfortunate circumstances, even if the matchup's not the greatest. You might be wondering, what are some other cards that I'm considering in here? Well, the biggest thing is I want this to be a pretty minimalist deck. I want it to be very consistent, sleek, all of those things. At the end of the day, none of that matters. Basically, all it depends is I'm playing on my count of Marnie, energies, Acro Bikes, and if Giratina is actually needed. I'm still trying to spell out the metagame, see if anything's worthwhile. Tool Scrapper is another card that I've been considering. Power Plant might be a card over Shrine of Punishment, but at the end of the day, I think those are all going to be metagame calls. Other cards that I've seen people play in and out of their Dragapult lists have been Crushing Hammers. Crushing Hammers can really hurt other Dragapult decks. I've also seen players play Super Scoop Up a little bit more recently. I think it's just because this Pokemon's not a Pokemon that's getting knocked out in one hit. So if you get a Scoop Up, you can get it back in there. This deck doesn't naturally have too much energy acceleration, so then you'd also probably want to play a Malamar. I haven't really tested that version too much, so I don't want to speak too much on it. It's something that I might test over the next day or so to see if it's worthwhile. The end of the day, I think that kind of like how ADP Zacian turned out, or how ADP Keldeo turned out, the more straight and narrow the deck, the better it performs. And I think this deck kind of has that, where it's like, I'm either in a winning position or I'm not. And I kind of like that, because I definitely know how to play Dragapult. I know how to work the numbers with Max Phantom. And I'm excited to try my hand with this deck at the Players' Cup. If anything changes, I'll definitely let everyone know. But until then, that's what I got going on for this deck right here. This is what I think I'm playing for the Players' Cup at this moment. So overall, I think it's a pretty cool deck. I hope that you think it's a cool deck. Maybe give it a try if you haven't already. And yeah, totally appreciate everyone coming by, and I hope to create more content. Really hope that you enjoyed watching that video. I totally enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like the video, share the video with everyone that you know, and subscribe to the channel as well. Totally appreciate all the support. We got a lot of cool things happening on the channel, so stay tuned for more. Be sure to check out the social links in the description. Thanks, and have yourself a great one.